from the Scattered Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. Today is day 10 of the best of 30 days of sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And today's sketch is a sketch designed for Crafty Templates. I think this one is going to be a lot of fun. It has this heart cut out here and what looks to be some stitching and just a little bit of embellishment, not too much, which is good for me because I have some Pink Fresh Studio products here that I don't have a lot of embellishments for, so that's helpful. I also have some pictures here of my grandmother and my great aunt that I took with a Snapchat filter to make them look like cartoon characters, and think that's so cute. So let's get started. The first time I saw this sketch, I knew I wanted to follow it pretty closely. So I have a silhouette machine that I got for Christmas, and I'm not very comfortable with it. So my first initial thought was I was going to cut a template and use the template to be able to cut out my paper, because I was really worried that I was going to mess up my paper because it's the only one I have. But as I went to try to trace this, I was like, you know what? Let's go for it. It worked with this piece of paper. Let's try it. And it did work. I was so excited. Oh my goodness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this paper that I cut the heart out with, and I'm going to back it with a white piece of cardstock. And what I want to do is do a blanket stitch around the heart. And what a blanket stitch is used to, they would do this stitch around the edges of blankets to keep the edges from raveling. But it's a really beautiful decorative stitch that you can do in embroidery as well. And for some reason, even though there's a straight stitch in the sketch, I saw a blanket stitch. So the first thing that I'm going to do is poke a bunch of holes all the way around my heart. And I don't put holes up underneath my pictures here, because there's really not a reason to be stitching underneath the pictures. I just do it just at the edge. So I get this this thread and put it through my needle, and I decided on the pink instead of the yellow because I just liked the pink better. And now here I'm trying to think. I haven't done a blanket stitch in a long time, and I've only ever done it on fabric. So at first I have a little bit of a rough start, but I go ahead and I use some washi tape to tape my thread down so I don't pull it out. And then I start to stitch. And I've already made a mistake. This is going to cause my stitch to be at an angle, and you don't want your blanket stitch to be at an angle, so I have to take it out. But I'm getting all kinds of knotted up. And I should have known this is the harbinger of things to come. Like, oh my goodness. I'm definitely going to need y'all's opinion at the end of this video, because I need some guidance. So I go ahead and I get my stitch done correctly, and then I mess up again. Now when you do a blanket stitch, for the most part, your needle you're always going to be towards the front. And if you notice that my thread is on the top of the paper, and it's supposed to be, but I've taken my needle to the back, and that's just going to wrap my yarn or my thread around the paper. And I don't need that. I need it on the front. See, so I know I get it going, And if you just pull it a little bit tight, there you can see it starts to make this outline with this little perpendicular stitch to go with it. And it really makes a really cute little edging. And there's the whole thing. Oh my goodness. And I absolutely adore these pictures of my grandmother and my great aunt. And I thought that this blanket stitched heart would be so cute and very whimsical, along with these very whimsical pictures of them. And because there is a little bit of stitching behind the pictures, I decided to go ahead and pop them up on just a little bit of foam. This is I think I got it from the dollar store, so it's really, really thin. So it gives you a little bit of lift, but it's not like crazy popping off the page. Now, I do not have very many embellishments for this Pink Fresh Studio paper. I had bought one of their warehouse boxes, and they're just a few little pieces of this particular collection came with it, so I'm going to have to be very creative in what I use. So I have these frames, and I am trimming out this little bit here that says together, and that's going to end up being my title. And I'm going to have it here amongst my pictures instead of on the right hand side like the sketch calls for. But I am going to put something over there. And then I'm going to stick the rest of the frame up under my pictures. And I think that looks really cute there. It kind of builds this cluster up with my pictures and the flower with it together. And then I have these puffy stickers and these enamel circles that goes with this collection. Now, this little paper pad here is from a case of the Blahs, and I'm looking for something that I can use that's going to kind of match this paper because, like I say, I don't have a whole lot, so I'm going to have to get creative and make some things. So this yellow striped paper goes really well. The yellow color matches the yellow flowers really, really well. And I didn't know if I wanted the little tab there or if I wanted a circle. So I tried them both, and I like the little label. So I'm going to use that as a foundation for, it's not really a cluster. It's basically just a foundation for this little puffy sticker of the flowers, because that's really all I'm going to put on it. But first, I need to stop building this up and start sticking things down. So I'm going to go ahead and put the frame where I want it. And I'm going to just tuck that right under there. And then I'm going to attach the title to this picture. And I'm going to have to shift it just a little bit because I couldn't tell when I first put it on there, but it is not covering up the bottom of that picture. So there's like a little gap between the picture and the word together, and I don't really like that, so I'm going to shift it here in just a minute. But first I'm going to get this glued down here. Make sure I don't cover up my great aunt's face. This filter was so fun. They just laughed and laughed when they saw themselves. It was so fun. We had gone to visit my great aunt for her birthday, and they are a hoot and a half when they get together. Obviously they're sisters, and they are so funny. They act just like sisters. So now I am kind of holding this down so that it dries where I want it to be. And then I have this little round puffy sticker here that has flowers outlined in white in it. And then I'm going to put down my little tab and put my flowers here. And to tell y'all the truth, I kind of wish I had just pretty much stopped right here, even though I'm going to put these little hearts on here, and I like that. That's really nice. And I am going to put something over there to represent where the title is on the sketch, and those little puffy sticker banners says, "I love this part, not afraid to try, and in full bloom." And I like that. So here I'm looking for some enamel dots, maybe. I think maybe this yellow, but I'm like, it doesn't really, it's too much yellow. And then I thought about these really hard. I really think they're cool looking. They look kind of like bubbles, but the together is a gold, and those bubbles, they're clear, but they look silver. So I didn't really want to mix my metals at this point. I mean, you can, it's not a problem, but I just didn't want it for this particular layout. So I go with these really light pink enamel dots, and I'm just sprinkling them around on my big main cluster with my pictures, and I try them over here with these little banner puffy stickers, but I didn't like it at all. So off they come. I'm going to take that off, and then now this is how I really wish that things had ended, but it doesn't. I think, oh, I need some splatters. And I thought about doing the Heidi Swap Color Shining Gold, but I'm like, I do that all the time, and I would like to bring in a little bit more of the blue of that flower beside the together, and the blue of that little banner puffy sticker on the right. So I get out some, I think it's what is it called? Something angels. Now, I tried this on a piece of paper to the side of me, and it did not splat out like that. And as soon as I did that, my heart stopped. I'm like, oh, you've messed it up now, Michelle. But as Shamel always says, when you do something and it doesn't look quite right, just put some more on it, and then it'll look like you meant to. So that's kind of what I was going for here. I'm like, we're gonna put this on here like we meant to. We're gonna own it. Oh my gosh. So y'all, this is my question. I only put splatters on the right hand side and did the spray on the left hand side. What I need to know is, do you think that I should just go ahead and put spray on the right hand side as well? Would that match better? Actually, now that I look at it, it's not that bad. I really think that the negative space that you end up seeing where the frame is at actually looks kind of neat. It looks like there's just another layer like the frame there. So that doesn't bother me, but I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm going to have this close up here. Y'all get a good look at it and let me know in the comments if you think I should leave it alone or add more blue. Alright, I hope y'all have enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!